All right, everyone, welcome to Sour Horsepower, and today what we're going to be doing is going over the new Uconnect 10.1 system that's in the new Dodge Durangos, and I would assume probably coming to most of the Dodge lineup here soon. But if you haven't checked out our most recent video comparing the styling between the new 2021 Durangos and the 2020s, go ahead and check that out. All right, so now that we're sitting inside the new 2021 Durango, let's go ahead and look at some of the interior bits a little bit more in depth than we did in our last video. All right, so as you can see, all new, updated center console here, much deeper tray, all new shift section, a smaller but more designed center console area here with multiple storage pockets. And then as you can also see, we have the updated dash as well. Now, as I said in the previous video, the dash cluster is basically the same. They just added some more bezels in here to kind of break it up, but it does appear to be the same exact gauges on each side of the screen, as well as the same screen size inside of it with the same relative resolution and the same functions and everything. Nothing's changed. They just kind of added some bezels to add a little bit of design flair to it. Now let's go ahead and get into the 10.1 inch screen. All right, so here on the new 10.1 inch screen, you have actually one more button, I believe, along the bottom. I think the 8.4 inch screen just gives you 6 options in the bottom taskbar, but on the 10.1 inch screen, they give you a 7th. So right here, we're on the main landing home screen. As you can see, it's split up into 2 different screen options here, which you could either make full screen by hitting the top left, and it brings you into the full screen menu. Or if you go home, you can actually edit on the top right of the tab which widget, that's what they call it here, or which application you want to play on either side of the screen. So if we switch that to now playing, it pulls up the radio over here. And then if we wanted to, say, put navigation on the right hand side, now we have a map over here and we have our media over here. It's very similar to how the Uconnect 12 operates in the Rams, whereas they do a top split and a bottom split, this has a side to side. So now we're going to move along across the top of the screen, and then we're going to see what each of these options do. So if you want to quick adjust climate controls for each side, you can do the top left, drag your slider for the temperature. You can also do your heated seats or your steering wheel. And then if you want to do the right side as well, you can do the same thing over here. Now, continuing across the top, we have profiles. So now you can set a profile, and we'll click this here to see what's linked. So you can do screen customization, so you can adjust any of your applications across the bottom. You can just set up your navigation, so you can store saved locations in your navigation and link them to a specific profile. So if you have a different work address across profiles, you could just jump in and it'll automatically know your profile, and it'll adjust your navigation accordingly. So your apps, Bluetooth favorited devices, and then media presets, so your radio presets and stuff like that, and then notifications as well. Moving along the top again, here's where your notifications will be, the little bell, just like you see on every sort of device out there. Then next you have your Wi-Fi. Go ahead and click that. So your 4G Wi-Fi hotspot, which you can purchase and set up. Then you have temperature, and then this across the top is like a quick display, so shortcuts, so you can adjust. Again, there's a lot of adjustability in this system, which is kind of nice. So you can set up shortcuts. If you don't have them along the bottom here, you can just click the time at the top and then have some more shortcuts located here. Moving across, you have your current radio station, or I'm assuming whatever media you're playing, and then here is the Uconnect remote.
Pardon me, canceled.
Okay. And then moving across here is the Uconnect microphone button if you don't want to use the one mounted to the steering wheel. So now let's go ahead and move along. Now, that was the home screen and the top, so media. So the media is still the same. You do have rewinding satellite radio. And let's see, other sources, you know, your typical FM, Bluetooth, and then if you had your phone plugged in, you would, or any other device plugged in with music, it would register that as well. Moving over to comfort, Still the same, everything you would expect, all the different zones, dual zone climate control, all your fan speeds, you can control your heated and cooled seats, or well, in this vehicle just heated seats, but there would also be cooled seat options here as well. Moving on, navigation. All right, so now we're in navigation. So let's just see the responsiveness. Actually quite responsive. Let's go ahead and do the zoom. Zoomed out very far. Yep. Okay, so that all looks good. Phone, if you had your phone connected vehicle. So these are the controls for the vehicle. So in the Durango you have the rear headrest fold, so you can push of a button, your third row headrest will fold down, and then your rear view camera. And this is where it gets a little we'll say not so hot. So it appears what Dodge has done is use the same camera from the previous 2020 and before, but the problem with it now is that they've taken the resolution from the 8.4 inch screen and now stretched it out to the 10.1 inch screen. So with them now stretching out the camera over the whole 10.1 inch screen, it becomes very pixelated, and this is, quite honestly, it looks like it's a camera from 2010 like that. I mean, it's really what it is at this point. I'm very disappointed that this is the camera they went with, especially you have this nice super high resolution screen, all the functionality included in it, and then you get a camera that basically looks like, what, 360p maybe. It's frankly unacceptable in the amount of money you're spending on Durangos, especially when you have Ram and Jeep with nice high definition cameras in them now, and it's the same software system. Why not just plug the new camera in? So yeah, I guess that's part of the cost saving measures you get when you go from the more premium brands as Jeep and Ram are down to Dodge. But this still, like, going from that already bad resolution on an 8 inch screen to the same bad resolution stretched out to a 10 inch screen, it's just pretty terrible. But let's get back into it. All right, so rear view camera rant done. So we're still in the vehicle. Now let's go over to settings. So this is your typical settings menu where you can go through and adjust whatever settings you want for the Uconnect system, whether it be touchscreen, beep, navigation, turn-by-turn stuff. This is where you can set up your profile settings. So if you want it different from other profiles, you can adjust your driving assistance stuff. So your park sense, your blind spot alerts, you can, all of that stuff, clock and date, phone settings, voice, navigation, camera settings, mirrors, lights, door locks, seats and comfort. Basically every option that you can adjust on the vehicle is all done through the 10.1 inch screen here. So let's go to the final page for apps. So now this is where you can basically access any app that's within the 10.1 inch screen or the Uconnect software here. So it goes ordered from A to Z or Z to A, but we're just going to go through and highlight a few of them. Here you see Alexa application, so I'm assuming that you can link it to the Alexa software you have with your house. I would have to actually do more testing with that because I actually don't have Alexa at my house. So comment below if you have used the Alexa app with your Durango. I'd be curious to see how it works. You can access your radio, audio settings, basically everything else associated with the vehicle in here. So nothing new. So that's the full walkthrough of the 10.1 inch Uconnect screen. Overall, very good system. It does have the one major flaw that we highlighted in the backup camera, but it seems very responsive. No slower than the old 8.4 inch screen, which we have in all of our current vehicles. The system is very responsive, a bunch of new features. The split screen is very welcome, so you can have your radio on one side, your map on the other. Overall, I do think it's a great system. Just wish Dodge would update their backup camera. But that's going to conclude this video. We're going to drive the vehicle around a little bit, and stay tuned for that video next. Alright, so instead of closing out the video and putting the driving impressions in a new video, I'm just going to go and throw them in. We just got done driving it for a couple miles, and I'm happy to report it drives the exact same as the previous generation, like I thought it would. So, still very soft, still everything you expect out of a Durango. I'm going to go ahead and link my 2020 Durango review video up here. And go ahead and watch that if you want to check out more of my thoughts on how the Durango drives. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care. Make sure you like and subscribe, and have a great day.